everyone. We are back with our second episode for this season. And you've got the Good Work Show. We got a guest this time.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. So today, Trinice and I are joined by Alicia Battle, who is the Senior Director for Mission Partnerships at Goodwill of North Georgia. And she's been around. You've been on the show before, Alicia. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since she's been on the show.
Yeah.
But we wanted to, because the first time that, our first episode, if you didn't join us, we sort of did a Mission 101 and a little bit of a Goodwill 101, I guess, just educating everybody about what we do and where all the money goes when you are supporting Goodwill, when you're making a donation or making a purchase or making a financial gift. And so now we are bringing Alicia to tell us all about what happens then and the people that we serve. So, Alicia, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you back on and love for you to tell us a little bit about what we do in Mission. I know we've got career centers and we've got programs, and you have had purview over all of that in your tenure at Goodwill. So tell us a little bit about what Goodwill does when people make a donation, they make a purchase, they give, and then the money goes somewhere. And then that's where I'm going to let you start the conversation.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Elaine and Trinice, for having me today. So the money goes right back into making people successful. We want people to be successful in their jobs, successful in their lives, and also successful in their communities. So as you probably mentioned before, we've got 14 career centers out there in many different cities. And again, we want these folks to be prepared, ready for their next opportunity. It's always important. So people come in day to day in our career centers, and the first thing they say is, "What do you guys do? I was just over at the store." Well, the first thing we do is to say, "Well, hey, we want to help you. How can we help you? Let us help you engage in whatever you want to do." So sometimes, Elaine and Trinice, it's an entrepreneurial spirit where they say, "You know what? I want to start a business." Sometimes it's, "I got a job, but guess what? I really, really need to make more to pay my rent." And so we're going to help them get something better than what they have. And then some of them say, "I heard about that phlebotomy program that you have. I want to hear more about that." So we're assessing their needs right away when you walk into a career center. Someone is there smiling, ready to get you engaged into our mission services. So again, mission is really making that person successful, whether it's a job, entrepreneurship, or training you to elevate your career.
So first of all, if people are coming into our stores and then they're walking over to our career center, and that's a great thing. And for 13 of our 14 career centers are connected to a store. So that's a real easy transition. Now they might have spent some money in the store, but they're not spending any money in the career center, right?
No, they're not spending any money, but we're not asking for the money. We're asking for your time. You're absolutely right. Through the generous donations of our, retail store shoppers and donors, we can provide a lot of specific services. So, for us, it's a one-on-one counseling. It's the one-on-one coaching. It's creating a winning resume that would normally cost you about $300 now, or it's creating a winning LinkedIn profile. Those are the kind of things that we're going to make sure that we will, make sure that a person has to be successful in their job search. There's a couple other things I think that people will say, "Well, what other ways that you can kind of help me?" There's a lot of times when people come in and they are ready to go to work, but they may not have clothing. They may not have some of the support systems that they need to really go work right away. Because remember, in our career centers, we can rapidly attach you to a job. We can certainly do that. Employers are with us daily. So rapidly attach you to a job. When we rapidly attach you, many times people are not always ready. So you may need a gas card, or you may need your uniform to wear. And so we're going to help provide those services. And again, it's a lot of times with the generous donations that we get from our shoppers and our donors.
That's cool. I would imagine with the LinkedIn profile and stuff, they also help with the email address so that it's not, Some of
Yeah.
the ones that I'm just saying, I've seen some email addresses.
Certainly. And I'll tell you, since the pandemic, so we're not technically out of the pandemic, but we've crossed a certain mark. Things have changed. There are tons of new opportunities out there. There are a lot of new employers that are out there. So the needs of employers are different. And what that also means is that the skills needed for these opportunities are different. So yes, we're still going to help you with the resume. We're still going to walk you through that complicated interview that you've got to have. We're even going to help you on the computer, so with your application. But what we know is that we've got to give you some more tools, because the new jobs are looking for people who are really digital, have some type of digital literacy. And what that means is that you can create your application, that you can check your email address. And of course, Trinice, you're absolutely right. There's some email addresses that are a little different. So we're really working towards getting your professional email address so that you can use that for your next opportunity as well.
And so if folks don't, so we mentioned transportation, and
Yes.
we've got 14 career centers. So hopefully there is one close to you. But if people want to get a jump start on it, they can. And so tell us about Career Connector, because that's one thing that we didn't necessarily talk about a bunch last time, but I think it would be important if people want to get a jump start on that job search and they can't necessarily make it because they're one of those ones who might need that transportation assistance or gas car. They can start at home or on their phone, wherever they are, right?
Yeah, so we can get to you anywhere you are now. You can reach us at we have a virtual career center. So there's a 15th career center I didn't mention, because it's at everyone's fingertips. So that means your phone, your computer. And our virtual career center, certainly once you register for the services there, they're really the same. We like to mimic the same thing, because you also can get a one-on-one virtual assistant career coach to work with you with your job search. We also have workshop videos on there. So in other words, how do I interview? Oh, wait a minute. How do I create a resume? We've got videos to assist people or to assist the job seeker on our virtual platform as well. Also, you can apply for opportunities there. We do have job listings, many of them that are there daily. We even have job fairs. So employers are waiting on you virtually to be connected to their opportunities. So we really like that. It's www.careerconnector.org. So we want people to get a head start, kind of focus on, all right, so what's out there? And let us help you with the complicated questions that you may have, and working through, applications in that resume that you're like, wait a minute, I'm not getting any hits. What you will hear is that there are many jobs out there available. And what we hear from employers, yeah, we have opportunities, but we don't have people. And I think what we found is that there's a lot of people who are still looking for work, and what they'll tell us, hey, I'm not getting any hits. Well, it's because we need to customize your resume. We need to customize what you're saying in your interview. We also need to customize that email that you sent that has iamcute@yahoo.com. So there's many things that we're able to do. But certainly, if you start with our virtual career center, we're going to always contact you as soon as you register to say, hey, we're here for you, and give you some of our local locations. And then from there, you can meet one-on-one if you need to in person.
I just think this is so helpful, because what you're saying, especially about there seems to be that disconnect between people needing people and people trying to look for jobs. I keep seeing these, I don't know, like BuzzFeed articles and stuff for people talking about, I've sent in 100 resumes and I haven't gotten an interview.
Yes.
And then somebody will comment, well, did you do, and then they're talking about things like the AI that companies are using now to scrape for resumes, or, these different processes. And with a very minor tweak to their resume or their application, all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm getting flooded with opportunities. So being able to take advantage of those resources within the Career Center, I mean, I can imagine it's a really helpful thing for people to be able to get.
Yeah, I don't think people understand that, but there's all kinds of applicant tracking systems. So that's what they call them, a lot of the employers. And so you're going to submit your resume through and you're like, wait, I've got warehouse experience, but specifically they were looking for a person who could do a stand-up forklift. And you didn't mention that. You actually just mentioned forklift, but stand-up was the key word that they were scanning for. Those are the things that we will know. And so we are going to always try and create strategies for our job seekers to be productive in their job search, because it's nothing like seeing people over and over again and you're like, I haven't got anything, I don't have a job. And it's because they need to have tools and strategies to really make this a productive use of their time.
Absolutely. So before we go, Alicia, we want to ask you about your career journey. You've been at Goodwill for a little while.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, you've worked in all types of areas with our career services. So you're an excellent person to have on because you know everything from soup to nuts. But we want to just give you an opportunity to talk about you a little bit, because as you mentioned, you know, the nuances of what people have on their resume will really lead them to that opportunity, that right opportunity. It seems like you found your right opportunity some years ago when you came to Goodwill. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, I think, for Goodwill, our mission, putting people to work, serving people. So for me, it was always about being that servant leader. So I knew that empowering people, really driving people to success was important, and connecting myself with the community. So I try to tell people, when you're looking for work, don't shoot for the title so much. And I think that's what I, didn't do, but really think about the expertise levels that you have, or maybe what you aspire to have in the future. And so for me, I think the journey was having a lot of proactive conversations with my boss, just to say, hey, where am I at now? And how do I prepare to be at that next level? And I think everyone needs to have some set of tools set aside. So, maybe you call it your skills toolbox, something set aside. And I think another thing that has also happened that really helped me throughout my time here at Goodwill, North Georgia, is that I wanted to make sure that any skill that I had, or new skills that I was going to get, were going to be skills that would help elevate the company. And so maybe even, the values that I had, or things that I was gaining, how would it elevate the people we serve in our mission here at Goodwill, North Georgia? Another thing that has helped me out tremendously, I think, here at Goodwill, North Georgia, because I think I've had, Elaine, I believe it's been like 9 different jobs, seriously. And I've been grateful for it. But, sometimes you have to surround yourself with people who, kind of give you that encouragement. I think people who are, your cheerleaders, who are honest with you about, what your needs are versus, I don't know, what the company's needs are. And I think, you need like your own self-advocacy group. And I know that you're familiar with that, but sometimes you need your own board of directors. I sit on a lot of boards locally here, and I'm like, okay, this is my group. So what else do I need? So I often do that and have conversations with others and say, tell me a little bit about your job and what do you do? And so I think for me, that's helped me with all those 9 jobs that I had. I remember being on LinkedIn just recently, and I was like, should I really list this? Is this good or bad or what? But I know, I think it shows growth. And I think that at every level, that growth has happened. And I think, my goal is to have this, well-rounded nonprofit knowledge, but specifically for Goodwill. And I think I feel like I've gotten that. And I think I love what I do. I have to tell people all the time, I can't motivate a person who doesn't love what they do. So you have to do it. You have to do it. I came from an educational background. So again, I love learning. I love ideas, and, career services, we're full of that. So it's great. Yeah.
Well, it's been great to have you. We're great to have you at Goodwill. As you all can see, Alicia's passionate about what she does. She wants to help you. And she gave you a lot of little nuggets in there about how Goodwill can help you, even differently than some of the other groups that you might go to for job search. So And if you're doing it on your own, some of the key tips to landing that job are things that our team members know about, and they're going to help you get that. So come to Goodwill, whether you go online at Career Connector first, or whether you step into one of our 14 career centers, you will meet people like Alicia who will be ready and willing to help you get connected to the best job for you, because we just don't want to connect you to any job. The best job for you. So thank you so much, Alicia, for coming on
Thank you.
and talking to us. It's been great.
Yes.
Yes. Second episode in. And so educate everybody about what we do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was a great conversation with Alicia Battle, who is the Senior Director of Mission Partnerships for Goodwill. And it was great catching up with her.
I know, like sometimes we there's folks that have been around forever. I think I might actually be in that group now. But
I'm well past my prime then. if you're forever, I don't even know what what's the next adjective beyond that.
Forever.
Infinity.
You're forever ever, and then there's some other people that are forever ever. Yeah, so there's that. But seeing her evolution, I mean, to hear that she's had 9 roles at Goodwill, so seeing that the evolution of what she's been through. But I think the one thing that has stayed consistent is her love for what she does and the people that she works with and the people that she serves, which I think that's everybody's kind of feeling about working at Goodwill, helping people. At the very end of the day, it's all about connecting people to work. And I like what she said about, how can we make your life better?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, that's not our mission, but we could put that on the wall.
We could. And jobs will make your life miserable, or they could make your life better. So those of you who are listening, please, if you don't need a job today, that's fine. Remember us. But if you do need a job, please come and visit us either online or in person, or tell your friends and neighbors. We want everybody to know exactly what we do and get the resources that they need, because we have them, and we have people like Alicia who are very skilled in this area and they know exactly what they're doing. So we want you to connect with us. But it was great catching up with her.
Yeah, so we'll keep this conversation going next time. So see y'all later.
Bye-bye.